cocked its head, listening. Its inhuman gaze, carrying the wisdom of eternity, met his own, and he suddenly felt as if he were falling into a bottomless pit. The warrior placed his hands on the ground before him and bowed, touching his forehead to the rough stone, feeling the gaze of the dragon on his back. "Great Kami," he whispered, "by my right as scroll-bearer, on this night, the 1000th year after Kage Hanako made her wish upon the scroll, I humbly ask that you grant my heart's desire." "Once more a Kage calls upon me." The deep, thunderous voice sounded neither amused nor surprised. "Once more, the Shadow Clan toys with darkness and holds the fate of the realm in their hands. So be it." Lightning flashed and peals of thunder shook the clouds, but the great dragon's voice rose above it all. "Kage Hirotaka, son of Kage Shigetomo, bearer of the dragon scroll, what is your heart's desire? What wish would you see come to pass?" "Vengeance!" The word was barely audible, but the air seemed to still as he spoke it. "My family was killed by a demon," the warrior went on, slowly sitting up. "It slaughtered everyone. My men and servants were strewn from one end of the house to the other. My wife. My children. It didn't even leave anything to bury." He closed his eyes, trembling with grief and rage. "I couldn't save them," he whispered. "I came home to a massacre." The cold, indifferent observer waiting in the clouds said nothing. The warrior's hand strayed to the sword at his belt, and his fingers curled around the sheath. "I don't want it dead," he rasped, his voice choked with hate. "Not by a simple wish. I will kill the monster myself, drive my sword into its black heart to avenge my clan, my family, my wife." His voice quavered, and the knuckles wrapped around his sword turned white. "But when it dies, I don't want its spirit to return to Jigoku. I want to trap it here, in this realm, to know pain and rage and helplessness, to understand there is no relief, no way for it to return as the demon it was." The warrior bared his teeth. "I want it to suffer. For eternity. That is my wish." Overhead, the great Kami peered down through the storm, lightning flashing off its blue-black scales. "Once spoken," it rumbled, its voice as impassive as ever, "there is no going back." It tilted its head, those endlessly long whiskers fluttering in the wind. "Are you certain this is your heart's desire, mortal?" "Yes." Thunder growled, and the wind intensified, shrieking as it beat against the warrior and the rock. The dragon seemed to fade into the storm until only its eyes and a glimmering gem shone through the darkness. Then they too disappeared into the black as the clouds swirled faster, faster, until they resembled a great whirlpool in the sky. A blinding streak of white descended from above, striking the center of the rock, mere feet from where the warrior knelt. The samurai flinched and shielded his face as stone shards flew everywhere, cutting his flesh where they hit. When the brightness faded, he peered up and squinted painfully as blood and water ran into his eyes. For a moment, he could make out only a thin, bright shimmer against the darkness. Then his eyes widened, and he stared in awe at what the lightning bolt had left behind. A sword stood upright in a smoking crater, the point jammed into the stone, its blade gleaming against the darkness. An almost hungry power pulsed from the sword, as if it were alive. His wounds forgotten, the Kage samurai rose and walked on shaky...